What's up, you guys? Cricket rockstar Devo Tyrell Ordain here. Trinbago Knight Riders, my franchise from the beginning when they were originally the Trinidad and Tobago Red Steel from my home country, Trinidad and Tobago. The team that has won 4 CPL titles in 2015, 2017, 2018 and 2020 has seen heartbreaks in the last couple of seasons, along with not making the playoffs in 2022, runners-up in 2023 to the Guyana Amazon Warriors, and the heartbreak of 2024 because of the floodlights controversy. Before I get into the team they've selected for CPL 2025, my team, aka the editing squad, actually did some editing within the last few weeks, and this is what we brought for you all. Watch this. I had high hopes that TKR was going to go back-to-back this year like what they did in 2018. And in this semi-final, they literally messed it up. First with the bowling. The bowling was completely bad. And when they had batted, Dinesh Ramden played a Dhoni-type slow innings. And to make it even worse, they crumble. Fuck me, come on. Fuck me. Why cricket is so cruel? Why cricket is so fucking cruel? Why? Why T20 cricket is so cruel? How the fuck all they messed it up today? Why? Anyways, so close but yet so far. So close but yet so far. Why?
I have one thing to say about CPL 2024. It is clear to me that 2 things. If you change your rules for a side because you want to cover yourself, even though it's the rules of the game that you cut off at a certain time, but then extend it because you get the lights back on and decide, oh, we're gonna go with that. Similarly, it's the same thing as in the World Cup where it was England USA when it was raining in that case, but the rain had stopped before the cut-off time. This case, the cut-off time had passed, but a decision was made by CPL to be unfair, to allow themselves not to be a total laughingstock of the cricketing world. CPL 2024, you need to look at.
In a Facebook post I posted on the 3rd October 2024, I quoted as saying, "Within the last few days, a lot of die-hard cricket fans across Trinidad and Tobago, including myself, were extremely outraged with regards to the outcome of the eliminator involving the Trinbago Knight Riders and the Barbados Royals that took place at Providence, where we lost after being so close to qualifying for the second qualifier. TKR batted first and posted 168 in 19.1 overs. At that stage, Puran was on 91 not out, while Russell was 20 not out. Imagine close to 10:52 p.m. cutoff time, the authorities and organizers of CPL deliberately extended the cutoff time to 11:02 p.m. after 2 of the floodlight towers went out at 8:55 p.m. to 1 minute before the game should have been called off. The turning point in the match had to be in the middle phase of the Knight Riders innings where the boundaries had dried up drastically. Then Chris Jordan's bad bowling costed TKR the match and sadly ended its campaign. The million-dollar question that has to be asked, why didn't Pollard not bowl Akil Hussain or Waqar Solanki, we'll never know. The truth is Pollard isn't a good captain, neither a bad one. He's mediocrity just like Australia's Mitchell Marsh and Babar Azam from Pakistan. What happened in the eliminator was a total disgrace not only to the sport in Guyana, but to West Indies cricket and to world cricket on the whole. The Royals wanted to continue despite 2 of the floodlight towers being out, while on the other hand, TKR refused to restart, and I don't give them wrong. Why? Because had the match had continued, it would have been totally unfair to the team that rightfully refused to play. Years ago, during COVID times, Miss Aitor and I reconnected, not only because it was a lockdown, but for our love for cricket as well. And just like myself, she and I are huge Trinbago Knight Riders fans.
Everybody here is Trinbago Knight Riders.
Raise all the hands if all they are. And I was talking to you just the other day, and I mentioned how 2 of your favorite players, Colin, Munro, your favorite foreign player, and also Darren Bravo, one of my favorites, the youngest of the Bravos. They were drafted back just a few weeks ago when they had the draft show, and both Miss Aitola and I, we're waiting for CPL to start, just like the rest of you die-hard cricket lovers as well. And I would love for us to take back the title after all the lights out shenanigans in hand last year. We have a message for TKR fans too. CPL is not too long away, and we would like to tell the Trinbago Knight Riders that this is the year they need to bring back the title. It's 5 years too long, no title, and we fans suffering without the trophy. The news of Colin, Munro and Darren Bravo coming back is a big boost, and it's also good to see those 3 players from the Breakout League and others who were brought in. The 1 or 2 disappointments from the draft, in my opinion, was how they released Jaden Seals and this major guy, Shaquille Pratt, who I find was wonderfully well and stabilizing the middle order last year. So that's a 2 disappointment. Other than that, I wasn't too surprised how Waqar Solanki wasn't retained, even though he was one of our leading wicket takers, but was leaking runs too. Tim David, well, he was a hit or miss and a no-show last year. So with the news of Munro and Darren returning, along with a couple of more locals and those who were retained last year from Puran, Russell, Narayan, Akil Hussain, the list goes on. We would like for them to, even though it is a side that has a lot of experienced players, we would like for them to bring back the title. 5 years, too long. This time they need to bring it back, and this time do it on Guyanese soil. The Trinbago Knight Riders, who have always been a formidable team just like the Barbados Royals and the Guyana Amazon Warriors, have assembled a well-balanced team for this year's Caribbean Premier League, with superstars along with the exuberance of youth. They have retained the core duo of Kyron Pollard, Nicholas Puran and Snell Narayan. They have also brought back explosive all-rounder Andre Russell and all-round left-arm spinner Akil Hussain, making sure that the spin attack remains heavily packed. The master stroke story was seeing TKR bringing back former New Zealand international opening batter Colin Munro, who by the way is the leading overseas run scorer in the history of CPL. Plus TKR have found another opening batter in former England opener Alex Hales, who was a part of the English team that won the 2022 ICC Men's T20 World Cup in Australia, as another opening option, as they have been struggling to find a proper opening combination since the 2020 CPL, in which TKR went undefeated all the way to the title. As for the bowling attack, TKR have brought back Pakistani-born US fast bowler Ali Khan to the Knight Riders after missing last year's edition with injury, and have included the services of former Pakistani pacer Mohammad Amir after spending the last few seasons with the Jamaica Talwars in 2022-23 and last year with the Antigua and Barbuda Falcons. Darren Bravo, Dwayne's younger brother, makes a return to TKR after 2021, something that fans have criticized despite the fact he has been one of the leading run scorers in the last couple of seasons of the Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board Premiership competition. Other local players joining the team this season are Joshua De Silva, who previously played with the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots in previous seasons of the CPL. Also, he was the captain of the Trinidad and Tobago Lions that won the recent CWI Breakout League back in May, while Casey Carty, who has been a part of the TKR franchise since 2023, was also retained, so as Nathan Edwards, who has been a part of the team last year as one of the emerging players. Rounding off the team, Dwayne Bravo, who retired from professional cricket last year during last year's CPL, will be the Trinbago Knight Riders head coach for this season following Phil Simmons' departure, due to him now being the head coach of the Bangladesh men's national cricket team. The Knight Riders made a few blunders in the draft by releasing Jaden Seals, Shakir Parish, Australia's Tim David and Afghanistan's Waqar Solanki, their leading wicket taker last year. But let's see how this team goes in this year's 2025 edition. Remember, it is 5 years since the Trinbago Knight Riders last won the CPL title, and the fans for the longest while of the franchise, whether it is in Trinidad and Tobago or in India, where the Kolkata Knight Riders, the original Knight Riders, by the way, a lot of their fans both in Trinidad and Tobago and in India, have been begging for the Knight Riders to bring the 5th CPL title, which is long overdue in my opinion. This is the team the Trinbago Knight Riders have went for this year's 2025 Caribbean Premier League. It's a toss-up between Kyron Pollard or Nicholas Puran for the captaincy, but most likely it might be Pollard again, but who knows. We've seen lately Nicholas Puran has been captain the MI New York team to the recently concluded Major League Cricket title for the second time in 3 seasons. And given how Pollard didn't captain that time around, who knows, it could be one out of the 2 of them. Then you have the likes of Sunil Narang, also from Trinidad and Tobago, just like Puran and Pollard. Andre Russell, the Jamaican. Akil Hussain, also from Trinidad and Tobago. Alex Hales from England. Colin Munro from New Zealand. Mohammad Amir from Pakistan. Darren Bravo from Trinidad and Tobago. Joshua De Silva, also from Trinidad and Tobago. Kisi Kati, all the way from Martinique. Nathan Edwards, the Bajan from Barbados. Terrence Hines from Trinidad and Tobago. Ali Khan, originally from Pakistan but lives in the US now and plays for the US team. McKenny Clark from St. Lucia. Yannick Karaya from Trinidad and Tobago. And Usman Tariq from Pakistan, with Dwayne Bravo as the Trinbago Knight Riders head coach. My prediction for CPL Playoffs 2025 will be the big 3 in TKR Amazon Warriors and the Barbados Royals making the playoffs as usual, and it will be a toss-up between the St. Lucia Kings and the Antigua and Barbuda Falcons. And I'll tell you why it's a toss-up between St. Lucia and Antigua this year, because Antigua has a strong spin attack and they have gotten some quality players, or should I say talented players, who can turn a match on any single day, even though they did place second to last season. And the Kings, however, has no Faf du Plessis, so that might work as an advantage to some of the other teams, because Faf led the team wonderfully well. And David Risa, who's the new captain now, I don't know how much captaincy experience he'll have, but we'll see how that works out. But coming back to my prediction, and this is a serious disclaimer now. This is the disclaimer that everybody needs to listen to very clearly and wise. I've been a Trinbago Knight Riders fan since the beginning of CPL, when they used to be the Trinidad and Tobago Red Steel. Then my second favorite team are the Barbados Royals, formerly known as the Barbados Tridents. Then within the last couple of seasons, I had a third favorite team, and that's becoming a supporter of the St. Lucia Kings, formerly known as the St. Lucia Zoots. That's how they are my 3 favorite teams in the Caribbean Premier League. And it's not just because they are owned by the owners from the IPL, but they are great franchises on the whole. A lot of people are asking why I was never a supporter of the Guyana Amazon Warriors. Well, let me explain it very clear before I get backlash for this. The reason why I've never supported the Guyana Amazon Warriors, it's anonymous. And it literally has nothing to do with all of the conspiracy theories in how they do rig matches. We know for a fact that is not true. But the truth is, the people of Guyana, just like the people of Barbados and Trinidad and Tobago, are passionate about cricket. So as Jamaica, who by the way, I must say one time, might return to the CPL next year, as they might have new ownership, possibly from one of the IPL franchise owners owning a Jamaica franchise. Before I did this video, by the way, I did some research on the internet and found out that 15 of the players who are playing in this year's CPL are over the age of 30, or should I say 35 plus, that are playing in this year's CPL. And I did mention this on my social media platforms yesterday in the players to look out for from my 3 favorite teams. I'm going to start with the Royals, as what I did first of all. Look out for Quinton de Kock, Shafane Rutherford, Rodman Powell, their captain, Brandon King, and watch out for the mystery magic of Mujib ul Rahman, who is only going to be available for the first couple of games due to commitments with the Afghanistan national cricket team. Then on the St. Lucia Kings side, watch out for the fiery pace of Azari Joseph, so as the big hitting exploits of Tim David Wisa. We don't know how much captaincy experience he has, as I mentioned, but he can turn the match around, whether it is with his late big hitting or whether he's bowling in the middle phases. Kyrie Pear, well, watch out for him because he is one hell of a left arm spinner out of Laventil, Trinidad. And I gotta tell you, lately, ever since he left TKR and went to the Kings, he has been performing even better and getting much opportunity. And also watch out for Matthew Ford as well. He is one lad that can hit a cricket ball a long way, but his job is purely as a bowling all-rounder. A lad who can bowl 4 overs in T20 and can score some handy runs in the end at a very high strike rate. And coming to TKR now, these are the 5 players to watch out for: Nicholas Puran, Akid Hussain, Sunil Narayan, Colin Munro, and Mohammad Amir, with honorary mentions for Kyron Pollard and also Trey Russ. We don't know if they're gonna deliver, but I heard from one of the experts Russell struggled last year except for a couple of games, but these are the guys that need to fire big time. So with that said, that's gonna do it for this video. Hope you all liked it. Remember, like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel for all cricket updates and random content. So till we meet again, my friends, be good, be cool, stay frosty, and we'll continue. Bye for now.